Belly Jelly is a passive item that expands Isaac's body. This causes enemies to bounce off when they make contact with him, which will deal damage if they hit an object or wall. You can also bounce enemies into each other. This will deal damage to each enemy that got hit by the bounced one, while the latter will remain unharmed. But Belly Jelly has another even more important ability. It grants a 50% chance to ignore incoming contact damage or reflect any incoming projectile back to the enemy. The absorb chance is not affected by luck, and the bounce ability is not dependent on the damage absorbed. The bounce will always happen no matter if you took damage or not. The bounce effect even works against bosses, but keep in mind that it only deals damage if they hit a wall or obstacle. Try using the environment to your advantage. Again, the bounce only deals damage if the enemy hits a wall or obstacle. Hitting another enemy will only hurt the one that got hit, but not the one that got bounced. Both types of damage are not affected by your damage stat. The damage is calculated 8 plus 2 times the floor number. This means it gets stronger the deeper you are on your run. You will reach the highest possible damage of 34 on floor 13, which is the home floor, although there isn't really much use for the bounce effect there. As mentioned earlier, the item also grants a 50% chance to make enemy tier-like projectiles bounce off while not taking any damage. This is probably the most useful effect of Belly Jelly. You can even reflect the shots back at your enemies if you are lucky with the angle. Bounced shots usually deal 6 damage, which is not affected by the floor or your stats. Belly Jelly is not able to bounce enemies that can't deal contact damage to Isaac, like Zags or black flies. It needs them to fight back in order to bounce them. The item can also not protect you from any kind of explosion, be it from your own bombs or hostile sources like troll bombs. It also doesn't help against laser attacks. Belly Jelly does have a chance to protect you from some other damage sources like pokies or fireplaces, as long as they are an entity that you can interact with. However, it will not save you from constant room hazards like spikes, spike rocks and creep, or stuff like curse room doors, spike chests, donation machines or devil beggars. Belly Jelly sadly doesn't work very well for the Tainted Forgotten. It will not protect the soul form and only triggers while it carries the skeleton over its head. Tainted Jacob on the other hand really wants the bean. It can actually protect him from Dark Esau's attack if you are lucky enough, but you should obviously not count on it happening. Belly Jelly is also a top tier item for Tainted Maggie. Her hugs will hit the enemy even if it gets bounced, while also greatly profiting from the 50% chance to negate damage. Getting multiple instances of Belly Jelly has no effect at all. The chance for the damage absorbed will always be 50% and the bounce damage will always remain the same. The projectile reflect chance does stack with similar effects of other items though. All of the effects will be checked one after another until one of them triggers or all of them fail. Getting all of those items will make you nearly immune to incoming fire. You would only get hit if every single one of them fails, which is only a 9% chance if you have them all. The bounce effect of Belly Jelly will activate even if Isaac is shielded or invulnerable, which allows it to be used as an offensive tool while you are protected. The item even works while you are under the effect of the Gnarled Leaf. One more item on the list of powerful leaf synergies, although a little bit harder to use against bosses. And last but not least, probably the most unique way to use the Belly Jelly item. You can apply contact effects like Midas Touch even if the damage gets absorbed. Remember, the negate chance is just 50%, so you can of course still take damage, but it greatly increases the viability of items like E. coli, even if you don't try to force using it. finally my favorite synergy and probably the best, Belly Jelly plus Serpent's Kiss. You can apply the poison of the kiss even if damage got negated with the bounce. Did you know that the contact poison of Serpent's Kiss still generates black hearts in Repentance? This synergy is very likely to pay out more black hearts than the red hearts you are losing from contact damage. Just look how I clear this entire floor without shooting, while still ending up with more hearts than at the start of the floor.
He's the number one, God's favorite son. His flowing robe reaches down from heaven. His hands will touch you, build the world around